Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Ellen. I'm thrilled to welcome you all today. Today, we're going to be learning about cannabis-infused ice cream, which sounds very delicious. We will be sharing the recipe at the end for anyone who wants to make it on their own as well. If you are participating in the live stream today of this webinar, you have the ability to ask questions during the session. The chat feature is located on the side of your screen. And they'll be answered at the end of this webinar. Today, we are going to be speaking with Maria, who's one of our excellent expert cannabis health coaches. She has over 15 years of experience as a registered dietitian and several medical cannabis certifications. So she is absolutely the perfect person to guide us through how to make cannabis-infused ice cream. We're going to do a quick intro video, and then I'm going to turn it over to Maria. So let me get the video.
I know.
All right, Maria, take it away.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here today. I am going to be making cannabis ice cream, and this is going to be referencing the Leafy Mate blog from April 2023 on how to make cannabis infused ice cream. And in the video, one of the first steps that you saw was to decarboxylate the cannabis. And so there's several methods to decarboxylate the cannabis. The one that I showed in the video is probably one of the easier methods. It uses a decarboxylation machine, which has a higher efficacy rate. It's more efficient than some of the other methods. They've said that, according to the manufacturer, they say that about 80% of the cannabis to 90% is decarboxylated, so it's a much higher percentage than some of the other methods. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of different ways to decarboxylate. But before we do that, I was going to touch on what products to use. So what strains or what is going to be useful. So I think pretty much as far as flavor is considered, you can look for some of the strains that are like cherry pie, that has more of a hybrid strain. It's sweeter and fruitier. Or you can use Blue Dream, which is a sativa dominant hybrid, and it is known for its balanced effects and calming and just uplifting sort of effects. Another popular strain is the Strawberry Cough. And so that one is a sativa dominant hybrid as well. And that one's on the sweeter or fruitier side. But as far as the strain, you can really use whatever you like. The dispensary that I was at did not have those particular strains. So we wound up going with a Air Gelato. And the type of cannabis, you can use the inexpensive sort. This one was a shake, so it was already quite broken up. There wasn't full buds or full leaves. But if you were using that, then you would have to chop it up and cut it up a little bit. So to explain the video a little bit, to use the machine, what you would do is open it up, and inside there is a chamber. The chamber comes out, and it's metal. And so you would put the cannabis flower or CBD flower inside here and pop it back into the machine, put the lid on, and then press the button. The button is going to show that it's red. It will stay red until it's ready to go. Generally, it takes a couple hours. After that, I wanted to describe a different method. So let's say you don't have the machine and you wanted to decarboxylate the cannabis. So basically, when you're thinking about decarboxylation, you want to Think of it as a gentle warming effect rather than a burning. You just want to simmer it on a very low heat to kind of help the cannabis through the process without burning it. So if you have a sheet pan, what you can do is you can take the flour and cut it up if it's not already shake or if it's not already broken up. You can put it on your sheet pan and then on a very low heat oven. So something about 275 degrees or so. You would set that in there and keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn, but you would keep it at a low heat for about 20 to 30, 40 minutes, depending on the size of the cannabis flower as well as the water weight. So after it has been warmed gently, then we would come and have, if we're using this method, after the button has turned green, what you're left with is a thick oil. It's a thick melted oil with lots of sediment in it. And so after you have the thick melted oil with lots of sediment in it, you would take the shake or the flour and you would strain that out. When you strain that out, it's going to have a thicker color to it. And during this process, just as a heads up, the smell is quite potent. So be prepared for that in your kitchen to have a potent smell. But the color can vary depending on the strain you've used. But this is what it would look like. It's like a thick, dark color. And from that point on, that's what you would use for the rest of the ice cream recipe, which we'll get into. But this is cannabis butter, which can be used in many different recipes, from baking brownies to putting on toast, whatever you want to do with it. Today, we're going to be using it in ice cream. So to start our ice cream, we're going to be coming over here and what you would be doing is starting with some whole milk and some heavy cream, 2 cups of heavy cream and 1 cup of whole milk, which I've already combined. You can add that into your saucepan. The 2 cups of heavy cream and 1 cup of whole milk going into the saucepan to simmer for, it's not going to burn. Again, there's really low heat is kind of the key. So it's going to be a very low, just to simmer, and you want that to stir until it steams up a little bit. And then while it's doing that, you do not want to let it boil. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking your sugar together with your vanilla. So vanilla, you can use the vanilla extract, about a teaspoon. So a teaspoon of vanilla extract would go into the sugar. So the sugar like that. And if you want to make it extra special, you can use vanilla beans. So vanilla beans are amazing. They taste so good. They're like, if you have never cooked with vanilla beans, do yourself a favor and do it at least once. It's delicious. It makes vanilla flavored foods so much more rich and delicious. So if you're spending the money to get the vanilla bean, then you want to make sure that you utilize all of it. So cutting it in half, you're going to split it down the middle. And inside, you're going to see all of those delicious seeds, the beans in there. And what you're going to do, so there we go. Let me open that up. So inside is all of those delicious vanilla beans. And what you do is just clean it out. So that's a good camera. And and then go ahead and drop it inside of your sugar vanilla mixture. After you have that going, you're just going to want to combine it. So you're going to be combining this until it's a nice mixture with evenly coated with the vanilla as well as the sugar, thoroughly mixed together. In the meantime, you have your heavy cream and your whole milk that is gently simmering. And then you're going to go ahead and pour this in. So your sugar is going to be combined together with your milk and your heavy cream. And after that is poured in, you want to make sure that you're stirring it really well so that it doesn't burn. And after that the sugar has been has melted in there, you want to try and just let it be. So after that, you're going to take it off the heat and have the mixture chill. So you're going to chill it for about 2 hours, up to 24 hours if you like. For my ice cream maker, it's very helpful to have it as cold as possible. So I wound up chilling it overnight, and after the mixture was chilled overnight, we're ready to go. So we're going to take the ice cream maker. I have a Cuisinart. So my Cuisinart has been through a lot. And what you do is you make sure that your bowl is very, very, very cold. You really want to make sure that it's probably been frozen for over 24 hours. And inside there's a liquid. It should be frozen solid. It should not sound like anything. If you have a different version of an ice cream maker, you can follow the directions for the manufacturer on that. This one, we're going to go ahead and pop it on here. And this particular model, you put it together like this, and you put the paddle in. You would snap the lid on top. And we've got our mixture that would be chilled at this point. It is not a warm mixture. It is a chilled mixture at this point. And we would be turning it on here, and the paddle is going to start to go and start to churn it. So in here, we're going to visualize that we're churning our ice cream for about 20 minutes or so. Follow the package directions. Just as a heads up, lots of homemade ice creams do not come as frozen solid as you find in commercial ice cream. So it's usually like a soft serve.
How many cups of sugar?
There's 2 cups of sugar that are used, or 3/4 cup sugar that are used for the mixture with the vanilla. After we've churned it, it usually takes about that 20 minutes or so. Ta-da! And magically you have ice cream. So this is what the finished product looks like. It was a softer serve when it first came out of the ice cream maker. It was a bit softer, but I put it in the freezer to refreeze it and make it a bit harder. And from here, you've got your ice cream. And you can go ahead and use this. I would say probably keep your portion pretty small before you are familiar with the dosage and the effects. And that would be your ice cream. And so I would suggest everybody enjoy it at least once and have a great summer.
Thank you so much, Maria. That looks super delicious. As a reminder, you will be getting an email with a replay of this, kind of walking you through the steps, and we'll also be adding the recipe in that email so people can find it. And I just want to make sure people know about our next two upcoming webinars. On August 30th, we're going to be talking about recovering from edibles. And then on September 27th, we're going to be doing another cooking demonstration about CBD, queso, and chips, getting ready for football season. So thank you so much, Maria. And we hope everyone